Welcome to The Why. In our podcast, The Why, we're going to cover topics that are important to SAP customers and to our team. We want you to share this information internally. We want you to share this information outside of SAP Ariba. And we want you to be able to connect with other thought leaders in our business. This week, our podcast, The Why, is at SAP Ariba Live in Las Vegas, which is the place to be for B2B commerce. Joining me today on our podcast is Brian Farley, the Senior Strategy Director from Dun & Bradstreet. Brian, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, most people probably are aware of who Dun & Bradstreet is. Tremendous brand, tremendous reputation. Most people probably aren't aware of what you're doing with SAP Ariba. So give us a little bit of background as to the partnership, how it started and where it's going.
Sure. So D&B started its partnership with SAP Ariba back in 2009. And we, at that time, were primarily powering what it was called then, the spend visibility application. And we are a reference data set for that application. So we help with company information from identity and location to firmographics like the size of the company by revenue or by number of employees, to corporate ownership type information, who are the corporate parents of a particular supplier, and as well with some financial health and risk metrics. And those just work within the spend visibility application, now spend analysis, to essentially enhance and enrich the view of suppliers that Ariba customers have.
Right. And I understand now it's moving into the risk area as well. Ariba is offering a supplier risk scorecard and a supplier risk profile, and Dun & Bradstreet, with some of the information you just talked about, is helping give a more robust supplier profile. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've actually had many years with different products within that general space with Ariba, playing in terms of the D&B data, playing a very similar role. But what's new and different today is the supplier risk application and how well it's doing, how fast it's growing, and it's provided another nice point of collaboration for the two businesses yet again. So we're seeing some great growth there, and we got future plans to sort of take things in more in the direction of stronger financial health metrics, for instance. Whereas today we're much more focused on more firmographic and corporate ownership still.
More risk information. What interested you about expanding the partnership you have with SAP Ariba? The spend visibility, spend analytics must have been working well. Is risk just a real hot area right now in the industry? I'm sure we're not the only ones that you work with on this kind of topic.
So absolutely. Supplier risk is a growing area within supply management, generally speaking.
Right.
And most businesses that are similar to Ariba are launching similar applications. For D&B, working with Ariba and collaborating closely with supplier risk has really been about our customers' preferred way of consuming our content.
Right.
Ariba is the leader, and our customers steer us in the direction of being able to consume D&B content through the Ariba platform. So our customer needs, or mutual customer needs, are effectively driving our collaboration,
right.
Which is, it makes for a successful partnership.
Right. The fact that we do have mutual procurement and finance customers goes a long way. And I think I understand your point that they want to see some of this information delivered in context, right? Delivered in a context as they're evaluating a company, or as they're scorecarding a company, or just looking into information within their supplier base. Right?
Absolutely. With the rise of, certainly Ariba's not at all new to cloud, but with cloud becoming more and more prevalent in the marketplace, and with the basic value proposition of it being, it's a freestanding application as a service there for you to use. It was natural that integration of content would become part of that. And we're seeing that certainly with the move to cloud and with things like, IBM's involvement as well, right? So with cognitive computing, it sort of demands that the data be an integral part of the solution and not some piece added separately. And that really drives our collaboration.
That makes a ton of sense. As you go out and you talk with some of our customers, what is the core problem that we're solving together? Is it a lowering of risk? Is it a better profile? Is it all the above plus more? What is the main thing that we're solving together for the procurement leaders?
It really just goes straight to some of the main objectives, right, of a procurement leader. If you look at the space, the objectives have always been some variation of control cost,
Right.
reduce risk,
Certainly. Yep.
right, and then more and more within the last 5 to 10 years, protect my company's brand.
Sure. Absolutely.
Let's be sure that the third parties we're working with are good actors, right?
Yeah.
And
You certainly don't want to be in the papers for the wrong reasons.
Exactly
We've seen,
right.
seen many
Exactly
companies.
right.
Yeah.
And really, we play some role across all those dimensions, and it's very much been a support role, right? So from a control cost perspective, helping with that data enrichment process within spend visibility helps those customers get better insight into where cost savings opportunities might be. Similarly, on the risk front, right? Having a more multidimensional view of a supplier that gives you a better understanding of, does this present some type of future financial risk is helpful in that decreasing risk area. I think where we're evolving is offering richer content on risk and on brand protection, as I'll call it. Whereas I think previously, not exclusively, but our heavy emphasis was really on that spend and on the cost saving side.
Right. No, that's fantastic. It certainly shows the power of the network effect, right? As we saw this morning in the early sessions, as to how we can bring together information from all kinds of different businesses around all kinds of different topics to help solve some of those problems. So, Brian, thank you very much for joining us this week on our podcast, The Why. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Our podcast, The Why, is put together by the People First team. We'll be producing The Why on a regular basis. If you have recommendations for topics, please contact the People First team. And please share this podcast with other members of our team or even outside our team. Thank you for listening to The Why.